Welcome to part 2 on how to use the NASA Recover Decision Support System. We're focusing today on the Recover web map itself. And if you watched part 1 of our tutorials, you saw me generate a fire map for a 2016 wildfire that burned in the state of Washington. That process took almost 3 minutes to complete. And I then immediately received this email telling me that my NASA Recover web map has been completed, and to access my web map, all I need to do is to click this URL right here. Now before I do that, there's some other pieces of important information inside this email as well. There's a link to a tutorial and more information about how to more fully utilize the NASA Recover Decision Support System on your own desktop GIS. Let's go ahead and click into our new map. Similar to the generator, I am greeted by a welcome splash screen. I'm going to go ahead and click Agree. Now when a Recover web map first launches, you're going to see a graphical user interface, a GUI, very similar to this. You have the main map area, scale bar in the lower left, an inset map in the lower right, which can be minimized, a toolbar, and menu. Now this web map has all the basic standard capabilities. You can zoom in and out. You can pan. And of course, return to the initial extent. So what we see here is this familiar fire perimeter. This is the same fire perimeter that we used to generate this map. And it is now part of our Recover base layers. I can expand the Recover base layers. And here we see these 26 different base layers that are provided to us. Just like any other sort of geographic information system, these base layers draw from bottom to top. So if I turn on steep slope areas, these are slopes that are greater than or equal to 30 degrees. This one then draws first, followed by fire boundary. Now as this is drawing from bottom to top, if I draw another, in this case a raster image of the hillshade, well this one is drawing over the top of my steep slopes layer. Within the layer list and legend, I wanted to also show you how to view the legend for a given layer. And that's real simple. Just click the arrow to the left of the checkbox, to the left of the title for that base layer, and then the legend will appear. You can just as easily roll this back up so it's out of your way. You might also have some questions for this GIS. What is this? What is that? Well, we can answer that question very quickly using the Identify tool. The Identify tool toolbox or widget opens up. I can tell it that I want to query or identify on this SMA layer. And if I click somewhere in here, I find out that this is private land. And this is state land. Another very important capability that I wanted to share with you and make sure you are aware of is this menu. So if we click this menu, we can access reports. Here's an example of the report for this specific fire. The very first page breaks things down by the administrative agency across which that fire burned. Not the area of interest, but the fire itself. And as we were clicking around with that identify tool, these results jive very well with what we were seeing. The majority of that fire burned over private land, with just a little bit of state land also impacted by that wildfire. Beginning at page 2, we see a detailed report. Here, the administrative unit, beginning now with private lands, is broken down by soil type. And then based on that given fire, there may be some more pages with additional reports. One very interesting and I think powerful tool with the Recover Decision Support System is the integration between something like these tabular data and the geographic information itself. So here we're looking at private land soils in the state of Washington with an area symbol of WA063. And here we see map unit symbols 1010, 2042, 2054, and so on. Let's return to the map and take a look at these same things spatially. I'm returning to my Identify tool, and I'm going to indicate that I want to query the soils Surgo layer, and I'm going to click on some of these polygons. Now this polygon here is a map unit symbol 2054, which is this one right here. Now here is the really interesting or powerful part. We have already done a lot of the legwork for you and created the PDFs for the ecological sites specific to each of these individual soil types. Here again is 2054, telling us that this site was dominated by common snowberry at 35%, woods rose at 10%, and so on and so forth. The common tree is ponderosa pine, and it is considered a ponderosa pine common snowberry ecological site. This is a PDF stored on our servers, and you can easily view this and download it whenever you want. There's little gems like this that are part of the Recover Decision Support System, and I highly encourage you to complete that tutorial exercise when you have 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Try out some of our demo web maps, and then if you have any sort of question, feel free to email us, either by using this form or simply by emailing me directly. Another one of the menu options is the data download. Now when I click this, I'm going to download all of these base layers as well as all of the reports that have been generated. Now here's the zip file that we just downloaded. And I'm extracting it to my computer. Now to make things just a little bit easier, under the Maps folder, you'll find an ArcMap document that when you launch it, you get all of those same layers we were working with before. Slope greater than or equal to 30 degrees. the hillshade, SMA, everything that we were looking at before. And now, of course, you have additional capabilities because you can use all the very, very powerful tools available through ArcGIS and all the geospatial processing that that software can accomplish for you. Let's return to our web map. Hey, thanks for watching this tutorial on the Recover Decision Support System. I hope it helps you make the best use of this powerful capability.